What's happening, everyone? It's time for another Accountability Success Circle Quickie. This week we're talking about loving on yourself in the spirit of Love Month, February. This is Quickie number 68. Let us know where you're coming in from. Let us know in the comments. And we are going to get started in 3, 2, 1.
Yay!
Yay!
Love it, love it. I just realized that it's 4 days till Valentine's Day. I was not even thinking about it.
It is, y'all. It's 4 days to Valentine's Day. And this is the Accountability Success Circle Quickie number 68. And as the title suggests, we're talking about how to love on yourself. And this is a good one. So pull up a seat, get out something to write with, and take some notes. And this ship is taking off. Yes. How are you doing, Apryl?
I'm good. I am very, very good. Had a busy week so far, so
right.
I can use some loving on myself for the rest of today once we are done with this. So
right.
Let's
cool.
see what tips we have in store.
What's on the menu? Yes. And then, but yeah, let us know where you are tuning in from, whether you're watching live or the replay, #replay. And so the tips that we have, is all about, for crying out loud, we are 41 days into 2022. And, I don't know about you, but it feels like it's been a lot longer. So this is some really good tips just to help you stay your best and keep the course, because we still got a lot of time to go. So let's jump into it. Tip number 1 is a doozy, and that is all about give yourself some time and space.
So important. I mean, here's the thing, like, we're all busy people, right? And, maybe you enjoy being busy, but, we talk about this a lot, and I don't remember who was talking to me about, what it was when we had first met, what like type of energy that I was bringing. And there's this whole idea of, you can work hard, but you also have to play hard. And in that, you need to give yourself adequate time and space to rest from some of these crazy things that you might be doing. And so this is definitely good for me right now to think about, because I have been really trying to make some strides on some of my 2022 projects. They are not the most fun, and I can, get really wound up and focused on what I'm working on, because it requires so much deep thought and, organization and working. And, if you allow yourself to stay at that capacity where you're, always working, there's going to be some time where your battery is going to run out, right? And so amidst the busy world, you want to really focus on keeping those stress levels low, because if you are stressed, the energy that you expend to try to do work amidst that stress really drains you energetically. And so one of the best gifts that you can give yourself is that gift of time or space. And what you do with that time is completely up to you. But I think that there is a element of recharge that we're hoping for when you're creating some of that space for yourself. So if you're pampering yourself, or you are like sitting on the couch and watching the latest episode of whatever show you binge watch, or, whatever show is, showing up on a weekly basis, on those, on a network television show, or on all these crazy on-demand platforms, give yourself that time, or extra, even if it's just extra buffer, going from meeting to meeting, give yourself that time, and it can really pay pay off in so many good ways. Any thoughts to add, Gary?
No, you nailed it. It can be challenging to hit that pause button. However, you can only go, you can only play with what you have. And if you're depleted, you're not going to get very far. So, yes, give yourself time and space. You deserve it. And whatever voice in your head speaks otherwise, tell them to shut the up.
Beep.
Anywho, speaking of talking to yourself, that's a great segue into our second way of how you can love on yourself is talk yourself up in the mirror.
Ooh.
That one is a big one because um, the in the book What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, the author talks about um, influence and the voices that influences ourselves, and the ones that are the closest and the loudest are the ones that are going to be the ones that are repeated over and over again. And believe it or not, it is the voice inside of your head, and a lot of times that voice is not even your voice.
Mm.
It is something that's been programmed over and over again. Let's be honest, I know for a fact sometimes, like, I hear myself saying stuff to myself and I'm like, that's not even me. That is like my parents or something like that. And so, one of the best ways to love on yourself is to actually love on yourself with your words. Talk yourself up in the mirror. That can be, anything from mantras that you say, quite frequently, to just telling yourself that you rock and really mean it. Looking yourself in the eye and saying, you know what? I see you. You're amazing. And again, that is one of the quickest ways to give yourself that boost of
Power up.
energy.
Yeah.
April, what do you got?
Love it. I mean, yeah, and I think that also as part of this, you want to, maybe it feels a little awkward talking to yourself in the mirror. But if nobody's there, then nobody else knows, and it can really offer that boost. And so, if that's not necessarily your speed, talking yourself up in the mirror, you can also write yourself some sayings. I have in the past put taken crayon what are these, like bath crayons, and written on my mirror in my bathroom, and said things that were just good mantras, good things to say. The other thing that you want to watch out for is just being more self-aware around the energy of the things that actually do come out of your mouth. So monitoring for negative self-talk, so being able to be aware of those things can also help you kind of curb some of those times when you want to complain or whine, or because that is stuff that brings negative energy and can bring you down. So if you not only just say wonderful things to yourself in the mirror, but also just give yourself some pause, or give yourself some time and space when you do feel like you want to have negative self-talk, either talking negatively about yourself or the situations that you're experiencing. I think that can definitely help you give yourself that love that you so much deserve. So yeah, that's a great one. And then should we go to number 3?
Number 3
Number
is
3.
feed your own love language. Again, we are loving on ourselves. You have a style that, works for you. And in the book, if you're not familiar with love languages, this is from the book, The 5 Love Languages. And that's a book that me and my wife, we read together, and, we understand each other's love language, and we do our best to sort of honor that, to show that, hey, I see you, I love you, and I want to love you in a way that, is great for you. And we should be doing the same to ourselves. So what is your love language? There are 5 of them, acts of service, words of affirmation, gifts, physical touch, and quality time.
Gary, remind
Um,
me, what's your love language?
Mine's are physical touch is the big one, and then acts of service is the second one.
Yeah. And
What about you?
mine are acts of service and quality time. So yeah, if you think about those different love languages, and a lot of times you're thinking about, oh, this is so and so's love language, whether it be your spouse or your family member, your children, siblings, your parents, whatever. Understanding what their love language is, then being able to fuel them with those love languages. But what if we just pointed that toward ourselves? So I think a lot about quality time is one of my big love languages. What could I do to love on myself and give myself quality time? And that could either be me going on a solo trip on my own, just so that I have time to rest and relax from all the crazy things that I do with my family and work and all that. um, we were talking about, if you tend to like gifts, you might want to buy yourself something nice or treat yourself to a nice meal, or something like that, something tangible. um what can we do for words of affirmation? Oh, we can reference our second tip, which is talking yourself up, right? That's definitely um a way to love on yourself if you have um words of affirmation as your top love language. And then we've got a couple other ones. So physical touch, you can do something lovey-dovey with your significant other, or you can get a massage, and anything like that,
Give yourself a big hug.
or a big hug or a big high five. I'm trying to remember what show I was watching where they were like high five. He was like high fiving himself. Um, And then acts of service, it's interesting because I guess if both the bars, I feel like acts of service can sometimes be the difficult one, when you're like, okay, well, if I want to feed myself with my love language of acts of service, what does that look like? But then do I have to do something in order to get that service? And so some of the things that, you think about is, maybe you just choose not to do something. Again, going back to tip number one, giving yourself that space and time to not serve others, or do something for yourself, whether it's getting pampered, or finding something that you have on your plate that you don't want to do, that you can delegate. Like, those are really great ways to feed that love language. And if you know of any more, I'm always thinking about different ways to love on myself in terms of my love language. So please share away in the comments if you have any other ideas.
Yeah.
But do you have anything else, Gary?
That was it. Those were three amazing ways that you can love on yourself. Just to recap, give yourself that time and space. Also, making sure that you are talking yourself up in the mirror. And then finally, feed your own love language.
Love it.
Yes.
And this is your, regular installment of the ASC Success Quickie. This was what, number 68?
8.
And we have been getting excited about the next one, as you know, with the way that we have kind of pointedly named our tips that we share with you. We will be doing the next one, which is Success Quickie 69, as a little gift to you on Valentine's Day. So we have some really great content that is going to be supercharged with lots of love-inspired things. And in our community, the Accountability Success Circle, we are talking all about passion this month, to just kind of keep in theme with just the month of February. And so we encourage you to tune in. We'll do that sometime on Monday. So we're excited to share that really fun quickie that we put together for you. And for number 69, can you believe we've been doing this 69 times?
Yes.
69 times. I love it. There's a lot of giggles with all the innuendos that like unintentionally pop up in our conversations, because it's just so silly. But it makes it fun. So we'll talk a little bit more about that next week. But in the meantime, if you're wondering, and maybe this is the first time you're even seeing a quickie and you're like, whoa, there's 68 of them. We've got all, 68 posted in our community. And they're also on the various channels that Gary is posting this, but there's LinkedIn and his YouTube and Facebook and everywhere. So check them out, or come check us out at accountabilitysuccesscircle.com, and we'd be happy to welcome you to our awesome, awesome community. So until Monday, we will see you then.
Yes. Bye, y'all.
Love on yourself. Don't forget.